Hi everyone. I wanted to make this video today because I realized that a lot of you have heard about Don't Walk Alone Ministries, but really don't know who's behind it and where it comes from. As things have developed over the last year with this ministry, I want to give you a short story of how this even got started. I was involved in church very heavily for the last 20 some odd years, and at a young age of 30, I got involved in church and spent a lot of time in ministries of men's, children's, Awanas, uh, mission trips, everything. I mean, you name it, I was involved in to the point that I got burned out. I just needed to take a break and walk away, which I did for a while. But a while turned out to be a lot longer than I anticipated. I was getting up in age. I just turned 68, and at that time at 67, I was wondering, God, why am I still out? Why am I not being used or serving somewhere? So one morning in the parking lot of my workplace, I just had some time, quiet time, and just cried out to God. I was really struggling with some things in my life the last 2 or 3 years. Um, in early May of 2023, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And finding that out, taking many years for getting a diagnosis and wondering, what now in my life. And that day in December, um, I was questioning. I was really wondering what God had in mind and what He was going to use me for if He was through with me. My life was to just be home and just deal with the disease and the sickness that I have and not knowing what my future was going to be. I was tired. I was broken. I cried out to God, sitting in my pickup, and just said, God, I can't, I don't know what to do anymore. I was at the bottom and I was ready to say, God, I'm through. I cried out and said, God, I don't know I can't do this anymore. Use me as you want. And during that process, God basically said, it's about time. I've been waiting for you to give up and come back to me. And I'm like, okay. And he basically says, now we can go to work. I said, "Oh, why? I mean, I'm old. I don't know how my health can hold up. And he said, I've been waiting for you just to give up. He said, let's go to work and trust me in what I say. My word is true. At that moment, I realized that I don't walk alone after all. He's been there with me ever since, the whole time. He's seen the struggles, he's seen the heartaches, he's seen the burdens. So at that moment, I'm like, okay, where's this going to go? Following that year in January of 2025 in my workplace, he more or less told me, he said, this is where I want you to start. I knew God had told me this is where He wanted me to be, and He had works to be done. He wanted me to go in and start being a light. And this place is very large. Thousands of people work there in this assembly plant. And knowing after being there, working there, believe me, 32 years at that time, and I was ready to retire. I was ready just to go home and live my life out. But God had different plans. During the time, we're starting a prayer team at work, and one thing led to another, and more people got involved. And I remember, God saying, and I realized I don't walk alone with Him. So I had this printed on a T-shirt that I don't walk alone. And we all decided that we'd get these T-shirts made, and we chose Wednesday as T-shirt day. So we picked a day that month and decided we'd all show up that morning for T-shirts. I don't walk alone, and because we knew people were going to start asking questions. What does that mean? What is that all about? And I had shared that God had shared with me that he wanted the Christians to come out of the shadows of this place, that we had been pushed back long enough, and he was wanting us to start being the light. I mean, there's hundreds of people show up every day, and he said, these people are hurting, and I need you to show up and be a light for them. I want to use you as an outlet to share the gospel with everyone here. And I need you and your followers and other Christians to step out of the shadows, because we have a lot of work to be done. So in the process, we show up with the shirts, boom, just like God said, people started asking questions, and it's a 3 shifts that work there. First, second, and third shift is 24-hour operations going all the time. And Christians started saying, it's about time someone stepped up and started doing something. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. As you can tell, we are kind of dropped it out there pretty quick because the video is pretty long. So we kind of decided to kind of make 2 parts out of this, the first half and the second half. Like the first half kind of tells the whole story where we started with I Don't Walk Alone. The second half goes into kind of telling the story about what's happening in India right now. So just stay tuned for that as we get this thing edited. Like, this is my first time to ever do a video, so it's just a learning experience. So I had to bring in some people to kind of help me out. Actually, they're my grandkids, so I want them to come in here and let you see what they've done with the video, and so you'll know that I had the best I could get to help out here.